Hello, Rachel.
Hi, Jack.
So, Rachel, do you have a example of how you've used Clean to prepare for a family event?
Yeah, I used the clean setup questions with my partner before Christmas.
Oh, tell us more about this Clean setup.
So we had my family coming to stay with us. My family and his family celebrate quite differently. And so I thought I would try asking him some clean questions about it. So I said, for this Christmas to go just the way we'd like it to, it will be like what? And he knows me and he knows I do clean. He's like, oh, stop asking me those questions. I was like, no, come on, bear with me. And he's like, do you know what? At Christmas, I just prefer to be in a bunker. Just leave me in a bunker. I was like, what? Really? I love Christmas. He's like, no, just leave me in my bunker. I was like, oh, wow, this is fascinating. It's like, what do you mean a bunker? What kind of bunker? And he said, no, to be honest, I would happily just stay in the kitchen all day long and do the cooking. I'm thinking, brilliant. He said, you and your family can sit in a circle in the lounge, opening your presents together. He's like, I'll just stay in the kitchen and do the cooking. And I'm like, really? Really? Is that what you want to have happen? And he said, well, no, obviously I will come in the lounge and I will come and open presents for people, but I am really happy to take control of the cooking and just be in the kitchen. I was thinking, wow, this is fascinating. So normally I would get quite annoyed because Chris would just keep disappearing off all the time. And I'd keep encouraging him to come back in. But now that he's used that metaphor of being in a bunker, and he's obviously just finds all my family a bit much and just wants to be able to shut everyone out like he's in a bunker, I've now got a much higher empathy level of him now. And so I just let him go and do his thing in the kitchen. And then I said, so, is there any support and resources you need when you're...
That would be another clean question in the clean setup. Yeah,
when you're in the kitchen / bunker. And he's like, yeah, just if I shout out that I need help, when it comes to doing and it gets tricky and it comes to doing all the vegetables and stuff, it's just like, can you just come in and help me when I need to? I was like, yeah, absolutely fine. So actually, that for me, this Christmas, looking back, it was a massive win-win. I wasn't annoyed with him taking himself off. I realized how important it was for him. And I didn't feel guilty about him doing all the cooking. And I knew that I was helping him by leaving him to do that. And I also knew that when he did call me, I had to get up and move quite quickly to go and prepare the vegetables.
Lovely. And it sounds as if you had a good Christmas with your family visiting.
Yeah, it was good and it was enjoyable. And I think it just helped he and I have a discussion around our different expectations around Christmas, and helped us to reconcile those different our different personalities and our different family traditions and how we do things.
And for the benefit of our listeners, just tell us again, what were the 2 questions that you asked him?
Well, I asked him so if this Christmas was to go just the way you'd like it to, it'll be what? I also asked another question, which was, and then what would you like to have happen? And then another question, part of the setup, was, and what support and resources do you need?
Okay. Well, I'll be certain to be using those questions the next time I prepare for a family event. Thanks so much, Rachel.
Thanks, Jack.